Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see the classification of algae. The scientist named F.A. Frisch divided algae into 11 classes in his book, The Structure and Reproduction of the Algae. The primary classification of algae is based on 5 main criteria, and those are photosynthetic pigments, the chemical nature of reserve food materials, the chemical and physical nature of cell wall, the types of flagella, their number and orientation, and the type of reproduction. So based on these 5 criteria, algae are divided into 11 classes. The first class of algae is Chlorophyceae, also called as green algae. The pigments present are chlorophyll A and B, carotenes and xanthophylls. Food materials are reserved in the form of starch. Pyrenoids are present in Chlorophyceae members. Pyrenoids are subcellular structures present inside the chloroplast or beside the chloroplast, and they are useful in storing the reserve food material. They also help in photosynthesis. Okay, the cell wall is made up of cellulose and pectin. The flagella present are of acronematic or whiplash type, and the flagella are of equal length and are inserted at the anterior end. So flagella are of basically 2 types. First one is pantonymatic, also called as tinsel type of flagella. In pantonymatic flagella, there are hair-like projections that project out of flagellar surface. The second type is acronematic or whiplash type of flagella. Acronematic or whiplash type of flagella do not have hair-like projections on their surface, so they have a smooth flagellar surface. Okay, so in Chlorophyceae members, acronematic or whiplash type of flagella are present. Reproduction can be of either vegetative or asexual or sexual method. Under sexual methods, they can undergo either isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous methods. The second class of algae is Xanthophyceae, also called as yellow-green algae. The pigments present are chlorophyll A, E, beta-carotene and xanthophylls. The food materials are reserved in the form of oil, and pyrenoids are absent in Xanthophyceae members. The cell wall has 2 overlapping halves containing pectin and silica. Sometimes cellulose is present. Flagella are inserted anteriorly, and they are 2 in number and are of unequal length. The shorter flagellum is of acronematic or whiplash type, and the longer flagellum is of pantonymatic or tinsel type. The reproduction can be of vegetative, asexual or sexual method. Under sexual method, it undergoes isogamous method. The third class of algae is Chrysophyceae, also called as golden algae. The pigments present are chlorophyll A and C, carotenoids, xanthophylls like fucoxanthin, diatoxanthin, diadinoxanthin. The food materials are reserved in the form of chrysolaminarin, leucosin, and fats. Pyrenoids are present in Chrysophyceae members. The cell wall is made up of pectin and silica. Cellulose is absent in the cell wall of Chrysophyceae members. The motile cells of Chrysophyceae members have 2 anteriorly inserted equal or unequal flagella. In Chrysophyceae members, sexual reproduction is rare, but if it is present, it undergoes isogamous method of reproduction. The fourth class of algae is Bacillariophyceae. The pigments present in Bacillariophyceae are chlorophyll A, C, beta-carotene, and xanthophylls like fucoxanthin, diatoxanthin, diadinoxanthin. The food materials are reserved in the form of fat, leucosin, chrysolaminarin. Pyrenoids are present in Bacillariophyceae members. The cell wall is silcified and ornamented, consisting of 2 halves, the epitheca and hypotheca. The male gamete of the members of order Centrales has a single pantonymatic flagellum. The type of reproduction is sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction can happen by fusion, and it involves formation of auxospores. The fifth class of algae is Cryptophyceae. The pigments present are chlorophyll A and C, carotene, diatoxanthin, phycocyanin, and phycoerythrin. The food materials are reserved in the form of starch and oil. Pyrenoids are present in Cryptophyceae members. The motile cells are dorsiventral with two anteriorly inserted unequal flagella, which are pantonymatic. Sexual reproduction is rare, but when it is present, it is oogamous. The sixth class is Dinophyceae. The pigments present in Dinophyceae members are chlorophyll A and C, xanthophylls, peridinin, diadinoxanthin. The food materials are reserved in the form of starch and fat. Pyrenoids are absent in Dinophyceae members. The motile unicells have two flagella. The reproduction is of sexual reproduction, but it is rare. But if it happens through isogamous method of reproduction. They also multiply by cell division. The seventh class of algae is Euglenophyceae. The pigments present in Euglenophyceae members are chlorophyll A and B, beta-carotene, xanthophylls like neoxanthin, and anthraxanthin. The food materials are reserved in the form of polysaccharide, paramylum. Flagella can be 1 to 3 in number, and they arise from an invagination at the anterior end. The reproduction is by cell division, and it can also undergo sexual reproduction, mainly isogamous type of reproduction. The eighth class of algae is Phaeophyceae, also known as brown algae. The pigments present in Phaeophyceae members are chlorophyll A, C, carotenes, xanthophylls like fucoxanthin and diatoxanthin. The food materials are reserved in the form of mannitol, which is an alcohol, and laminarin, which is a polysaccharide, and fats. Pyrenoids are present in Phaeophyceae members. The cell wall is made up of alginic acid, fucinic acid, and polyuronic acid. The motile reproductive cells have two unequal lateral or subapical flagella, out of which one is acronymatic and the other is pantonymatic. The type of reproduction in Phaeophyceae members is sexual reproduction. It undergoes either isogamy, anisogamy, or oogamy type of reproduction. The ninth class of algae is Rhodophyceae, also known as red algae. The pigments present are R-phycoerythrin, R-phycocyanin, chlorophyll A, D, carotenoids, and tetraxanthin. The food materials are reserved in the form of Floridian starch. Pyrenoids are present in Rhodophyceae members. The cell wall is made up of polysulfate esters. Flagella are absent, and because flagella are absent, reproductive cells are non-motile. It undergoes sexual reproduction of oogamous type. The 10th class of algae is Cyanophyceae or Myxophyceae, also known as blue-green algae. The pigments present are chlorophyll A, carotenoids, myxoxanthin, myxoxanthophylls, zeaxanthin, C-phycocyanin, L-phycocyanin, and C-phycoerythrin. The food materials are reserved in the form of proteinaceous cyanophycin granules, cyanophycin starch. Pyrenoids are present in Cyanophyceae members. Flagella are absent. Sexual reproduction is absent. Asexual reproduction is by hormogonia or echinates. The 11th class of algae is Chloromonadinae. The pigments present are xanthophylls and excess of it. The food materials are reserved in the form of fat. Motile cells are biflagellate. That means two flagella are present in the motile cells. This is it for this video. I'll see you in my next video.